Hey guys, this is Staff Force Games, and I'm back to do a prediction/discussion video for the upcoming death battle, Crash Bandicoot versus Spyro the Dragon. And I don't know, I kind of debated on whether or not I should even make this video, because after all, these videos take a lot of time to make, and I mean, if the last predictions/discussion video I made was any indication, because that was Batman vs. Black Panther, and that I pretty much spent the entire weekend working on it, but, like, just editing it, I should say. Like, it's not that hard to, like, make a video, just talking about it, but when it comes to editing, like, I went through, like, so much, so much information, so yeah, but like I said, I debated on whether or not I will make another video, because I didn't know if I had enough time, but I saw time for time in today to make it, so hey, why not? It's better than making nothing at all. And two, like, it's just the reason I haven't made any videos for the past week. It's the fact that it's something called some more important things to do. Because, it's college, like, and recently it's just been hammering me with tests to study for, and just homework to work on, quizzes, just everything. So, I guess next week, like, after, like, Tuesday, my schedule will pretty much open up for, making videos, so I'll get back to that, get back to, watching Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series, and then go to Camp Season 2. Oh yeah, and the second episode of No Matter Nowhere. Oh, and the third one, which came out, today. So, well, apologies if you're watching this on Saturday, because which is probably the time I'm going to be uploading the video, because, yeah, it's going to take me the entirety of the weekend to make the video, so the third episode of No Matter Nowhere. Let's just leave it at that. So, yeah. But I think the thing that kind of decided me for it was to make this video is because, well, my childhood is at stake. I kid you not, my childhood is at stake, because the first video game I ever owned was Crash Nitro Kart for the Game Boy. And, oh, I have such good memories with that game. It filled up so much time, and it's just awesome. But anyway, like, Spyro wasn't exactly, like, part of my childhood. Like, I don't know, like, I considered getting Spyro games, but at the same time, I was not well-versed in video games, and yeah. But these two are the main PlayStation mascots, and they're finally coming together for a death battle. And I'm not complaining. Now, I said at the end of my Jotaro vs. Kenshiro reaction that I thought Spyro was going to win, simply because he's a dragon, and, compared to Crash, who's a bandicoot. Never have I been really, like, okay, so I did, like, my own, like, small bit of research, and watching, like bits of other people doing a prediction video on this, and even looked up a fan-made version of the death battle. They came to pretty much all of them came to the conclusion Crash wins. Simply because cartoon physics. Crash is pretty much a Looney Tunes character enveloped into a video game. He's the main character, and yeah. But anyway, like, Spyro's gonna put up one heck of a fight, don't get me wrong. Spyro's widely capable, but, at the same time, it's Crash. So, Crash has survived some pretty insane things. So, and I should know, I pretty much grew up playing Crash, well, there's 3 games. I've only played 3 Crash games, but then again, back then, that was all I ever really needed. So there was Crash Nitro Kart, both for the Game Boy and the PlayStation 2. Then there was Crash Insanity, which where he teamed up with Neo Cortex, or, well, more like used Neo Cortex as a weapon. But anyway, and then there was Crash Tag Team Racing. Like, those are the three main games I played in my childhood, and they're so great, especially tag team racing. That was the thing for me. It was amazing. Anyway, let's just go over like their abilities first, and we'll start off with Crash here. It says over the series, Crash develops several powers and is one of the only, being the first characters to possess them. The other second being Coco, who shares two abilities with him. Crash has been shown to possess several abilities pertaining to physical prowess and endurance. Enhanced strength. Crash has displayed significant physical strength, able to cause considerable damage to titans and other large creatures such as Tiny. He was also able to pick up Crunch and slam him onto the ground over and over with little effort despite his smaller stature. There's his enhanced agility. Crash is also very agile, able to jump more than his own body height into the air with a standard jump, as well as pull off a double jump with a similar vertical lift. Then there's enhanced stamina. Crash also possesses exceptional stamina and resilience, able to run and fight steadily for long periods of time, evidenced by the fact that many of his game's plots take place in a small span of time, and also take massive blows from titans and the like, and then just get back up and resume fighting with the same vigor and liveliness as before. Keep in mind that, like, titans are the gods of other gods. They were, like, or, you know, if my Greek mythology knowledge, it helps me in this situation. I don't know how titans referred to in Crash. I know there was a video game, Crash of the Titans, but I don't know how the Titans fit into that, but I'm just going by what Greek mythology has taught me. So, yeah, the latter is also evidenced by the fact that he can spin at a high speed for almost a solid minute before he gets dizzy. He can still only stays dizzy for a brief moment. Then there's enhanced speed. Crash can run quite fast, as evidenced by his Crash Dash ability. His enhanced reflexes. Crash's improved reaction speed, as he was able to dodge enemy attacks and projectiles. Enhanced durability, which means Crash is able to take a large amount of damage and still continue fighting. He's a contortionist. Crash is quite limber, able to twist and crouch his body in all sorts of positions. Invincibility. In several Crash games, after finding and collecting 3 Aku Aku masks, Crash can become invincible for a few moments' time with the help of his mentor, Aku Aku. During this phase, pretty much nothing can touch Crash. However, it does not prevent fall damage. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm looking at the Legend of... Wait, never mind. Ignore that. In Skylanders Imaginators, Crash was shown to use his yo-yo abilities in combat during his trademark Cyclone attack and his ultimate Sensei move. However, after he finishes yo-yo ultimate, he gets it all tangled up. I'm not sure if they're going to be using Skylanders for the this death battle. I mean, they're not using it for Spyro, so why would they use it for Crash? So I'm gonna just ignore that one unless they actually do bring it up in the death battle. So. And then there's his abilities and skills, like his Cyclone spinning. It's his trademark ability, and just spin at high speeds, dealing centrifugal force-augmented blows to opponents, and even allowing himself to float slowly to the ground. The spin move can also deflect projectiles. Some games, like if you use it too much, you get spinny, you get dizzy. But, like, in other games, he can spin indefinitely. One of those games is Crash Tag Team Racing, and I just love spamming it. It was just the most amazing thing to me. But anyway, okay. He's an expert combatant. Crash is no novice when it comes to fighting, possessing considerable skill in hand-to-hand combat and an ability to use weapons, such as his Fruit Bazooka, and operate any sort of vehicle with ease. He's a combat specialist. In Mind Over Mutant, Aku Aku described Crash to be a swift fighter, able to use his speed to his advantage against larger foes. There's wall crawling. Crash is a superb climber, able to hang from ledges and traverse them with great speed, and also able to scale sheer surfaces with only minor handholds. On a related note, Crash seems to have a strong grip, evidenced by his hanging onto mutants while they are running and fighting, and the fact that he ripped off Crunch's NV, which was designed not to come off. So, Titan jacking. Crash's newest skill is to jack stunned enemies with the help of Aku Aku and use them against other enemies, as seen in the games Crash Mutant Island, Crash of the Titans, and Mind Over Mutant. Who knows? He could probably hijack Spyro. So, if he stuns him at least. That would be amazing to watch. But anyway. Natural abilities, since he's a bandicoot, Crash's natural instincts such as digging can be used to help him from time to time. Mind control immunity, where Crash has been shown to be immune to mind control, such as the Cortex Vortex failed to turn him evil in the original Crash Bandicoot, and the NV simply shocks him in Mind Over Mutant. Crash can also pull off several specific techniques and maneuvers with his physical capabilities and gain power-ups for the remainder of that adventure. They are the Super Belly Flop, the Double Jump, Death Tornado, the Bazooka, superpower, Crash Dash, which is a superpower, the Tiptoe, the Super Slide Jump, and the Rocket Jump. So, yeah, those are his abilities, just what he can do. I'm gonna, flash up the power-ups, on the screen, I'm gonna try to, So, yeah. You get the point. But yeah, that Crash is widely capable. I haven't found any weaks. This wiki doesn't show feats of weaknesses, but I really wish it did. I know Crash has survived insane things. I think he fell from orbit once and didn't even flint and was barely even phased. But I don't know. He's just insane with incapabilities. Then there's Spyro. There's not a list on this wiki. I'm using the Legend of Spyro wiki, which is the continuity they're using. So there's not a list, so I'm just gonna have to read it to you. So yeah. Okay, so normally dragons. Okay, here's what Spyro can do. Normally dragons can only wield and master a single element. Spyro, though, being a rare purple dragon, can wield and master several elements: fire, ice, earth, and electricity, as well as time. Like all purple dragons, he can also control abilities that others cannot. Namely, he can impulsively master the element ether, the signature breath ability of the purple dragon, once he had control over dragon time to a certain extent. However, that power was seemingly exhausted when Spyro used Dragon Time to encase himself, Sparks, and Cinder inside a crystal to protect them from harm, as he has not been seen using it again. Okay, so that was a one-time thing. Having grown up in the swamp, Spyro learned to defend himself using melee combat by means of his horns, tail, and paws. After receiving formal training from Ignitus, his skill in this area greatly improved, allowing him to defeat numerous ape warriors without having used his elemental abilities. Since he is still a rather young dragon and doesn't possess the full physical capabilities of larger adult dragons, Spyro prefers to use his size and agility to his advantage, outmaneuvering his more physically powerful opponents and striking where he sees the opportunity. His skills in melee combat were enough to allow him to hold his own and deal a significant amount of damage to Gowl, an incredibly powerful fighter whose abilities were augmented by the use of gems and the Well of Souls. Despite having his elemental abilities drained and being physically weakened. In combat, he uses a tactic of knocking his opponents into the air, where he can use a superior aerial mobility to attack his opponent without fear of outside interference or retaliation. While in the air, he can ram airborne enemy opponents into their allies to inflict more widespread damage. Like all dragons, Spyro is also able to fly. Originally, his skill with this ability was rather limited, as he would only use it for long journeys, in addition to showing some difficulty in landing properly, and appeared unable to use it to travel short distances. By the game Dawn of the Dragon, however, he had gained much greater proficiency in flying, being able to do so whenever he wishes, and can do so over any distance for a prolonged period of time. Despite this, his flight is still somewhat limited, as he depends upon the wind currents to allow him to reach greater altitudes when flying over shorter distances, and may lose altitude in the absence of such currents. So yeah, and he was apparently voiced by Elijah Wood. Before he was Frodo, he was Spyro the Dragon. Okay, maybe not. I could be completely off. I don't know when Lord of the Rings came out. But anyway. So, yeah. After reading that, I'm losing a bit of faith in Crash, but at the same time, I still, Spyro, it's obvious Crash has the, like strength advantage, but like it says here, Spyro's fought superior, physically powerful fighters too. So, yeah, he could like outmaneuvering and all that. He's probably got a speed advantage as well as probably an air mobility advantage. Like despite being his flight being limited, he's more he seems to be more of a glider than an actual flyer, though. So yeah, yeah. Still, while while he may be able to outmaneuver Crash, that's not gonna do. That's he might be able to. No, might be able to. If he can, he's probably only prolonging the inevitable. Because I don't know, Crash's durability, from what I've seen and from what I've heard, it's not gonna work. Just I don't like. Especially if you can put that mask on it. Like if he can put if he's allowed to put on the Aku Aku mask. Yeah, it's pretty much all gonna be over. Like I don't know. That's what I got out of this. I still think Crash is going to win, but at the same time, there's still a good chance Spyro could win. So yeah, that's the situation I'm going with. I'm rooting for Spyro. I'm rooting for Crash. I think Crash is going to win. I'm 75% sure Crash is going to win. But at the same time, Spyro could very well win, and I'm gonna try not to clutch my heart as my childhood dies in front of me again. Power Rangers. Anyway, but yeah, like Crash was my childhood. I think Zach's childhood was actually Spyro, so our childhoods will be clashing once again. I was Pokemon, he was Digimon. Just yeah. But still, this is gonna be a pretty entertaining fight. It's going to be 3D animated too, so yeah. I mean, what else could it be? They're always in 3D games, so at least as far as I'm aware. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. This video was a lot shorter than I thought it'd be, but yeah, now it's down to just editing. So yeah, till next time, guys. See ya.